RCB Battle Royale, RCB versus Rajasthan Royals. RCB won by 4 wickets. In our WhatsApp group, the first innings when RR was playing, it was pin drop silence for a couple of hours. Nobody was talking, nobody was saying, guess what? A lot of RCB fans. And now, in the last 5-10 minutes, if you see the traffic in our WhatsApp group, it's just not stopping. It's hard to catch up. And Ajay PK is getting emotional saying, we love our team. So to talk about RCB victory today, we got Sanjay Dubey, Shivam, and Anil Jain, who looks apparently like Parthu Patel or Mike Henson back into our mix today. How are you guys doing, and how did you enjoy the win of RCB today?
That's one great game.
Yeah, really good. I mean, RCB, RCB had an issue where the main batsmen were not playing, and then they end up not chasing it. But here, even after 4 wickets down, batsmen who you wouldn't trust all the time, they managed to win the game for you. So really a good game for RCB. And plus the bowling unit also looks good. I mean, except the last couple of overs, Harshil Patel is still rocking. Ashranga is doing a fair job. Siraj also is supporting at the start. So yeah.
Excellent. And Mithun, how excited are you? You are the only true RCB fan on the show today.
ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸುಮನ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ದ ವೇ ವಿ ಚೇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಎಂಡ್ ವಾಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಕಮಾಂಡಬಲ್ ಇನ್ನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ DK. So after losing 4 quick wickets at the start, everybody thought it would be difficult and it's going to be a difficult chase for RCB. But the way the team made a comeback, it was very very appreciating knock from Shabaz and DK. They proved the RCB team batting lineup is much more competitive and experienced than what it was all these years, completely depending on VK and ABD. So this is a new team. Very much happy and excited to see the way, and happy to see Maxwell back in the dugout. Hopefully, he'll be in the playing 11 in the next game. Yeah.
Amazing. And yeah, Shivam, let's bring you in. How cool is this that, like Mithun mentioned, no VK, no Chris Gale, no Virat Kohli, but RCB winning comprehensively with an over to spare?
Yeah, I think on a lighter note, I have a confession. Once, as soon as I switched on my TV, Faf got out. I switched it off. Then after a few minutes, I switched on the TV, thinking, okay, Virat Kohli, perfect state for him. He got run out, and I switched my TV off again. So I think I was probably the bad jinx with RCB today, but extremely happy. I think this is a very very important point that you made, Suman. No VK, no ABD, Chris Gale, Maxi. You know, really happy for Shabazz. I mean, DK we know right that he's a proven match winner, and very clear role given to him by RCB. uh, I think with KKR, although he was a designated finisher, but there was sometimes Narayan coming before him, sometimes Narayan coming after him. Then there was Russell as well. So he was a little lost in terms of the role clarity that he had. And of course, once you're captain of the team and then you give up captaincy, the importance in the team. Of course, not everybody is Virat Kohli, right? But your importance in the team decreases. In RCB, he has a very clear role. You are the finisher. You are the one who's going to sort of, not make us miss ABD, and he's relishing that role. So fantastic game for RCB. Less dependence on Virat Kohli, and just add Maxwell to this mix. RCB looking good this time. They look good every time, but fingers crossed this time.
Okay. Sanjay, this probably a question from Ajay Kemanu for you. How many of you in the panel thought RCB is going down the drain on this one?
No, I did think that they'll lose this one after they were 87 for 5 with 45 balls, 78, 79 runs required probably. I think DK's knock absolutely crucial, and this also opens up a lot of holes in Rajasthan Royals team as well. They've got three very poor dead bowling options in Navdeep Saini, Prasidh Krishna. Even Trent Bolt is not that great. When Mumbai used him, I think most of the times they were dependent upon him to get early wickets. So I think if the spin duo of Chahal and Ashwin are not doing the job, although they did pick up a couple of wickets, Ashwin went for runs. I think their dead bowling will struggle, and also their lower middle order Rajasthan. I think that's going to be a worry for them as well. They only lost 3 wickets on in Wankhede. They could have gone probably a bit harder and maybe got a few more runs, but absolutely fantastic win for RCB. I think this is going to be the kickstart they need, because last game was something which they dug up a hole. Dinesh Karthik coming in and winning them the game, and this one again is, I think, Shahbaz Nadeem did play brilliant knock, but Dinesh Karthik was the one who got things under control.
Yeah. And Mithun, let's bring you in. If you talk about Rajasthan Royals, of course, Josh Butler again, another quality innings, 148 strike rate, and Hetmeyer 135 strike rate. But couple of concerns in the bowling department, I would think. David Willey, Mohammad Siraj, and Akshdeep. Like, what is their role? I mean, Siraj, I understand, but Akshdeep and David Willey, what is their role in the team?
So the that is something will be a concern, but happy that Hazelwood is coming back, and then you have Maxwell back, so they can fill up those places. I don't. It's hard to drop David Willey because he has performed bits and pieces here and there with both ball and bat. But unfortunately, we need a good death bowler with Hazelwood will be able to do that for us. Um, Once he's back, he can fill up that place. Uh, Couple of games you'll have off once. Maybe this was one of them for David Willey. Um, but he bowled pretty well with the new ball. That's something which is a plus point.
Excellent. And Anil Jain, 4 overs, 18 runs, 1 wicket, economy of 4.5. Harshal Purple Patel. Word on him?
Yeah, I mean he's still continuing his form. Maybe not on the wickets column, but definitely on the economy. He's the one, between difference between 170 and 200 for Rajasthan, because he choked the runs in between. In the middle overs, Josh Butler wasn't able to play. Hitman couldn't go berserk. It's his reason. I mean, his bowling that stopped Rajasthan Royals from scoring 200 runs. So, and
Absolutely.
going back to the last question, Deep, I still prefer RCB going with the same team, maybe include Maxwell and Hazelwood, replace the two, but still go with the Indian paces. Recently, the Akash Dip guy doesn't look bad. He may had a bad day. Let's stick with the same team. Let's not go back to the same old RCB approach where a couple of games doesn't work and you change the team. I think this RCB teams look solid. They come as a group, looks really nice.
Yeah. And Sanjay, any tactical errors made by Sanju Samson or Dinesh Karthik and Shahbaz Ahmed just snatched the game away?
I do hear Ajay that maybe he could have used Yuzi Chahal slightly earlier when the fifth wicket went down, but he was the only one who looked like picking up wickets. And he was the only one who went for under 4 and over. He bowled 4 overs, 15 runs, 2 wickets. So you would expect Ashwin to do a job, not bowl a no ball, at least hold that end up, and then maybe he could have got Yuzi Chahal back again. But yeah, I mean, in hindsight, maybe he could have. But I mean, you cannot take anything away from Dinesh Karthik. Some of the shots were absolutely outrageous. Sweeping someone from right outside the off stump to leg side. So you have to hand it out to DK. He played a brilliant one.
DK is absolutely brilliant and he's coming off his own. And Anil Jain, Shivam, Anil had mentioned that probably Maxi should come in and probably Hazelwood. So who are we going to drop from a overseas quota point of view? Rutherford, the unfortunate one, and who's the other one?
So Rutherford, of course, he's going out. Maxi comes in straight away, and you need Hasaranga to play. I mean, with no Chahel there, you need a proper, international quality leg spinner. So Hasaranga has to play. Yes, Willie gives you that balance, with the bat. I think he played a crucial knock against KKR, when he, just, you know, he sort of with Rutherford that partnership, it was very excruciating. Pinching the singles, pinching the ones and twos. So he played a very smart knock in that inning. But I mean, it's good. It's a good problem. Problem of plenty. It's a good problem to have. At least now they have options. If Hazelwood has to come in straight away, And if something happens to Hazelwood or any of the other foreign players, you have a good backup with David Willey. So the four foreigners would be Faf, Maxi, Hasaranga, and Hazelwood, with Willie as the fifth foreigner backup.
Excellent. And Mithun, any concerns from an RCB setup? You see any areas of focus they need to develop in the rest of the tournament, or
Mhm.
is this a good setup?
Kanditwalu Suman. Maybe Akashdeep Nath is one person whom we need to look at closely. He's leaking some runs, even though he's picking wickets. That's a little bit of concern. Maybe we need to try out Kaul there once, and see how he performs, because he's one of the players with experience of being part of, well, various IPL teams now. So we need to give him one chance for his experience and see how he performs. That's the only change I would like to make. Or try out even Rajat Patidar. He's an off spinner all rounder. They have taken him in place of Sisoda, who got injured. So maybe he can be tried. Or Suyansh Sharma, who is from Goa. So maybe couple of options. But first one will be to go with Siddharth Kaul. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good when.
Just on that, Suman, just one point on that. I'm with Anil on this one. I think if you're backing a player, if you've given him then a chance in the first 11, and yes, he's leaked some runs, but he did pick up few wickets in the last match. At least give him couple of more matches. At least till the time we are winning, right? Just give him that 4-5 match long rope. Otherwise, you are chopping and changing too early, right? I'm on Anil on this one. Just give him a couple of more games, unless he's doing absolutely a blunder and repeating the same mistakes again and again. Just give him a couple of more games, and then let's see. At least the good part is they know that they have a backup, right? So,
Mm.
and with Siddharth Kaul, he has international experience, so you would expect that he will straight away come and be on target. He won't need any warm up games or something like that.
Plus, Butler got dropped twice in the same over, so I mean, he could have easily picked him up and had another wicket here or there. The only thing I would potentially, and this may probably pinch RCB at some point, is if Hasranga is not going to bat in top 8-9, then playing purely as a leg spinner, blocking that overseas option, I think they might have to rejig, because I think David Willey can even open the batting. He does that in the county circuit, and David Willey is a great seam bowling all rounder, left arm. So if they haven't got any Indian spinners at the bench, Rajat Patidar maybe he comes in, but Hasaranga purely as a bowler, I don't see him playing all matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Just on that,
important player.
Sanjay, just on that. Yeah, sorry, Mithun, go on. Sorry.
The one important thing when Sanjay was mentioning about the Indian spinner, we have a lucky musket sitting on the bench, Karan Sharma, waiting for the opportunity. So any given day, we can try him out. He is good with the ball too. So when you want to try Hazelwood and David Willey both in the 11, you can drop Asaranga and play him, because as you mentioned, if he is not used as a batter and purely as a bowler, then you could use Karan.
I agree. Yeah, yeah.
I was about to make the exact same point, Mithun. Karan Sharma is one option that they can use if they want to sort of, bring in David Willey and Josh Hazelwood both.
Excellent. And next game they play, RCB play Mumbai Indians, who are hurting right now. So it should be a good game. Let's see how on form looks like RCB is going to win, but we will see what happens. Just before we drop, for points table perspective, looks like points table is unchanged at the minute. Let me just pull it up. Yep, Rajasthan Royals continue to stay up. RCB come into number two positions, which is a good move for RCB. And then Gujarat Titans and Punjab Super Kings make the top four right now. So just for tomorrow's game is a Kolkata Knight Riders and Mumbai Indians. So KKR wanting to get back into a winning mix and Mumbai Indians too. So what can we expect, Aniljan, tomorrow from this game?
Uh, will the Australian team be part of the games? So I don't know. But Mumbai Indians will be in a tough battle. I think KKR is a difficult side. So Mumbai has to bring their A game. There cannot be any mistakes happening from Mumbai side. This would be the first time I feel where Mumbai team will be under some pressure. Usually they start off their tournament very slowly, but I think after losing three matches or two matches continuously, they do look like a team that is not currently balanced. So KKR is going to have an upper hand, and KKR would like to, you know, again be back, as you mentioned, be back part of the top four teams.
Excellent. And from Mumbai perspective, Sanjay, what can they do to turn this around? Is it just purely luck, or do they need to make any team changes?
Obviously, they went ahead with Jofra Archer, which is not going to help them this year. You almost sort of feel that okay, they're going to try a few new players, but on the way, even if they do not make it top four or win the tournament, they've got probably a better team in next year. But I think Ishan Kishan and Rohit Sharma firing, getting enough runs for them is going to be crucial. But yeah, I mean, they've been always a slow starter. So, with the champion side, they can always recover. And, with the Australian players being available from tomorrow, I think it's only going to help them and the rest of the teams as well.
Excellent. Any last thoughts, Mithun and Shivam, from KKR and Mumbai game tomorrow before we drop?
Yeah,
Someone has to have a word on Yuzi Chahal.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so Mumbai Indians will definitely come hard. So they, as Sanjay and Anil were mentioning, they start the campaign in the any tournaments very slowly, but with the experience what they have got back in their dressing room, with all the legends sitting and guiding them, so it will not be late for them to come back. I think tomorrow is a game, and they will definitely come very hard at KKR and will do everything to win. Bowling department seems to be a little bit weak for Mumbai this time. Um, but I look forward to an exciting game tomorrow, and Mumbai will definitely win tomorrow.
Okay. And Sanjay, you wanted to talk about UZHL bowling, or is it social media skills, or not knowing which team he is playing for?
No, I think because all along the auction, when it happened, we all thought that he wanted more money, but he eventually did come out and say that they didn't even ask him whether he wanted to be retained or not. They ended up retaining Mohammad Siraj. UZHL did not go for too much runs. They ended up picking up Hasaranga, who's pretty much doing a leg spinner's job. I can't see him doing a better job than UZHL. So it all seemed a bit like okay, he's got a point to prove, and he did bowl really well. But yeah, it looks like an opportunity miss for RCB, because I always loved watching Yuzi Chahal play in RCB.
I
And
was just looking at some numbers. I think Yuzi Chen has the highest number of wickets for RCB, somewhere around 130 or so.
like, he is an
So
IPL
sometimes
legend. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this
definitely, I mean, so if it wasn't money that was the concern, then I don't know why RCB let him go.
At least from what we are reading on the internet, they told him that they will buy him back in the auction. So I don't recall anymore what happened in the auction. Did RCB go ever? Shivam, do you remember?
no, they did
No,
not.
they didn't even raise the paddle even once for him.
Oh wow.
See, it of course it does not make sense, but we don't know what exactly happened between UZ and RCB, right? I'm not really 100% sure that RCB, coaching staff, with all due respect, is so dumb that they would not retain him and then not even raise the paddle once. I mean, they could have easily retained him for 6 8 crores. And UZ Chahal, you know, in his mind, maybe he's expecting money. In a newspaper interview, he's saying that I did not want money. These are two different things, right? So we all know Yuzi is an IPL legend, right? So of course he would have had something in his mind, some kind of figure, and it's very easy to today say after the auction, when actually Yuzi to himself he would be surprised that not many teams bid for him, and he went for what 6 crores or 6.5. Today it's very easy for him to say, right, that it wasn't about money and etc etc. Maybe it's just maturity on RCB's part that they are not sort of giving their version of this story. So not reading much into it, but I think of course RCB have missed the trick. They could have easily retained DDP. Actually, the problem was that I think DDP made his debut for India just before the auctions, right? So then he would not fit in that uncapped retention. Otherwise he could have easily be retained for 4 CR. So yeah, RCB always have a bad history with retention. So all things said and done, I think what you have is, that's what you have in on the table now. You have to play with whatever is available and make good with it. Uh, just on that Mumbai point one, I think this time Mumbai has to score extra 15, 20, 30 runs every match. They have a very weak bowling lineup. There's nobody apart from Bumrah. There's no Bolt. There's no Krunal Pandya, Basil Thampi, Murugan Ashwin. With all due respect, I'm concerned about Mumbai's bowling. Uh, they would definitely want to have Sky back as soon as possible and replace Anmol Preet Singh. So Mumbai has to score that extra 15, 20 runs every match because of their weak bowling lineup.
Yeah, Mumbai definitely looked weak. And with the last point, what do
Mhm.
you make of Faf Duplessis captaincy so far for RCB?
It's been really good, Suman. Not just that we are winning, but the way he's leading the team, the bowling changes, and making sure that the right bowlers are used at the right time in the game. So and field placements, he's been really cool, and that's seen with the results today. Yeah, and to answer to what the question what AJ was mentioning about Lombror, where does he fit? He's like our backup to Shabaz Nadeem. So Shabaz Ahmed, sorry.
Shabazana.
So even he's also a left-arm spinner, all-rounder, a very good middle-order batter. Um, I've followed him personally since his under 19 days. He's one of the best players to watch out. It's just a matter of the opportunity. When he gets in, he'll be the one player to watch out. Yeah, he has done that in the past for RR, and I was expecting him to be played today in the 11, but unfortunately they went with the same winning team. Yeah.
Yeah, and Anil Jain,
I
Just
last.
just
one
want
point.
to,
Go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry, one point
yeah,
about
go ahead,
Faf.
Anil.
Yeah, there's something about his batting and he being the opener, how he carries the other partner. Yeah, last year it was with Ruturaj Gaikwad. Today with Anuj Rawat also. Only even though he scored only 20, 25 odd run, he looked solid until the wicket fell. I mean, Anuj Rawat also looked really nice. So that's another good thing about Faf, the way he also carries his partner. So that's a small point out.
Yeah, I think just one point on Faf. I mean, and I'm not just saying this because RCB have won two games. I mean, see, Virat Kohli as a personality, he yes, he's very passionate, he's very aggressive, he gives us 200, 1000% on the field, right? But sometimes that can be intimidating for for your team players. Not everyone can match Virat Kohli's level of passion and aggression on the field, right? And his expectation from himself and probably from the team. So that can be little negative for the rest of the team to sort of match that level of Virat's passion and aggression on the field. And on the other hand, with somebody like Faf, totally relaxed, totally calm, that can be sort of a blessing in disguise, because I still feel many players, many team mates for RCB or even for India are sometimes intimidated of Virat, just by the level of his passion and aggression on the field. So maybe having a calm, cool, composed person like Faf who does not, express that much in losses or in victories, that might be a blessing in disguise for RCB. The atmosphere would be a little more relaxed and everybody would be a little more free to perform on the field.
Okay, excellent points made about Virat and Faf. And Sanjay, let's bring you in. Syed has last couple of questions. Brilliant innings from DK. The T20 round the corner. Will he still have a chance for India calling?
I mean, technically speaking, he should have, because the problem with the India T20 side is that we've got 6 or 7 openers who play for the franchise and they are being fit into top 4, top 5, top 6. DK at least is a genuine finisher and he can keep wickets as well. He looks fit, although he says he's not the fittest in his family. But I can't see him at this age making impact. That 2019 experiment, although it was ODIs, um, I don't see him coming back to the Indian team. But who knows? It's only 6 months around the corner, and Australia, good pitches. He might have an opportunity, but I would much rather have Pant playing slightly lower down the order and having that finishing role in the Indian team, or whoever's playing in the middle order, have the same setup in the franchise they are playing for, because we have too many people opening the batting for the franchise and then coming to the Indian team and playing in the middle order.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Syed RR definitely have a chance to get to top four. We spoke about it. I think they have the best playing 11, at least from what we have been seeing. So excellent. Thanks for joining in, Anil. Mithun, happy day for you. Shivam, again, tomorrow I think Delhi Capitals are back versus Mumbai Indians. So let's see. No, actually, Mumbai versus Kolkata. Delhi are playing Lucknow Super Giants. So I'd be expecting Sanjay and you to be back day after tomorrow on the show. Should be fun. But it was a good game. RCB players, congratulations. RCB, community is definitely going to be happy. A lot of hearts, Facebook, Twitter profile messages will be flowing through. Congrats again. And Ajay Kemanu, cameraman, should get growth rating. All right. Ajay, Ajay, thanks for commenting, and for folks who have engaged, really appreciate it. Drop a like, comment, and tell your family, friends to subscribe. And हमारी कोशिश यही जारी रहेगी कि हर गेम कवर करेंगे, and we'll be back next time again with another game. Thanks, chaps. Take care.
Thanks, guys. Bye bye.